Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Widya Rini from the Archive and Records Management Study Program at Universitas Gadjah Mada. I will to tell you about a memorable place for me. It is about my house. I've lived in here since I was born. Even this house was built in 1987. It's very old, right? There are some parts of my house that had been changed, so the place that memorable for me also had changed. But in the first place, the yard of my house. At first, this yard still had a soil. I often play with my cousin in here. We play in the ground, created a land empire, and others. It was so much fun. In addition, we also play cooking, pounded leaves or bricks with a large stone. At 20 and 10, I have a few rabbits. My rabbits are cute. They breed well. Sometimes, my elementary school friends would come to my house just to watch and play with my rabbits. Several years, I had so many rabbits that we sold them because we couldn't afford to raise them. In the past, this place was also overgrown with trees, such as mango trees, rambutan trees, melinjo trees, soursop trees, banana trees, and some trees that I don't remember. When it bears fruit, we will share the fruit with our neighbors, and some even buy it. However, because in the past this place was like a garden, there were lots of caterpillars live in the trees. That makes us have to be careful when pick up fruit. I remember once I had itching all over my body due to the feathers of a caterpillar. Then my father bought pesticides to kill the caterpillars, although not all can be destroyed. And you can look at that house. This house was recently built, maybe about 5 years ago. In the past, the ground was used to plant the trees and was used to cage for rabbits. It looks like I have some photos in the past. Wait a minute.
Here are some photos of my rabbits. They are very cute, right? Looks like I have more than this, but some of my rabbits are shy and choose to hide when I'm going to take photos. They grow well. It looks like almost no rabbits have died. But I still remember at the time there was a rabbit who was accidentally hit by a wood. Actually, the rabbit looked fine from the outside, but the rabbit looked very weak. Finally, the next day, the rabbits is dead. Sometimes we put them in cage, but we feel pity for them and we let them go. The most annoying thing about raising rabbits is when they throw their poop. Rabbits differ from cats. If normally cats will bury their poop, but not rabbits. Their excrement is scattered all over the place, so we have to be diligent about cleaning it. I really want to have another pet, but it doesn't seem like my father will allow it.
Go to the second place. This is the foreground of my house. So much has changed from this place. In the past, this place had neither a roof nor any tiles. Here is a place to put ornamental plants, so at the first, this place looked like a small park. I really like to see a scene like that. Every night, I am always outside just to play with my cats or see the stars in here. However, because this place was open and close to the road, it made it possible for people passing by the road to see it clearly. Once happened, some ornamental plants such as orchids and roses were stolen by someone. In fact, this happened not only once, which made us feel lazy to take care of ornamental plants again. Finally, this place made like this.
Go to the next place, the fields in front of my house. I don't know if this is fields or not because the land is planted with cassava trees. Firstly, this land was planted with sugar cane, but I don't know why the owner turned it into cassava trees. This land had also been planted with chili trees. My mother usually was given some kilo of chilies by the owner at harvest time.
I also like when they harvest sugarcane. Usually the little ones are given one stick of sugarcane for each child. There are several trucks that come to collect sugarcane that had been harvested. I remember I used to play kites in this place. I play with my brothers and my cousin until we got scolded by the owner because we stepped on the land that was ready for planting sugarcane. Finally, we ran and entered to the house. Luckily, the owner didn't tell to my parents. I hope the owner doesn't sell this land because later the view in front of my house will change when this land is built to make a house. Usually, when the weather is good, the Merapi Mount will be seen from here. I really like a scene like that.
The next place is the living room. I have a memory in here. In 2006, there was a big earthquake in Gadjah. Maybe you know about the news. At that time, the earthquake happened not once, and the big enough is at night. Because we were afraid that nothing would happen, we end up sleeping in the living room. My father and my brother slept on the terrace, while my mother, my sister, and I slept in the living room. Even the entrance to the house was not locked because we were so panicked. The another incident was that in the same year, there were rumors about hot water wind. My brothers who studied near Merapi Mount was advised to come down because at that time Merapi was active. Meanwhile, my father and my mother were urged to go up because there was a tsunami from the south and a rain of hot water. We get panic. Some people even left without lock the door. Luckily, we took the time to lock the door of the house. And it turned out that it was just hoax news. On that occasion, the person who spread the hoax news took valuables from unlocked house. We ended up going home because when we were on our way, it didn't make any sense. Luckily, we can still think clearly. 2006 was a year I will never forget. Let's see what's in here. You can look at this picture. My mother made it. My mom made this picture maybe at 19 and 90. It is made of yarn. This picture is kind of knitting. In my family, who have this kind of passion are my mother and my brothers. However, not with me. It's very sad. I will show you some of my brother's painting. To the next place, the street in front of my house. This is the appearance of the street in front of my house. It could be seen that the path was barely visible. Lots of streets are damaged and potholes. Since it was first paved, the street had never been renovated. Maybe just patched with cement by the owner of the house in front of this. Practice cycling in here, and this place is where I feel while practice cycling. Now the land has been used to build a house. So much had changed from where I was born. And this is the land beside my house. Before this place was overgrown by dense bamboo trees and other tall trees. I almost came in here with my cousin and my neighbors. However, we were not allowed by our parents because we were child. At that time, I was about 5 years old. If only at that time we were allowed to camp, it would have been fun. And you can see, now this land is being used to build house, but it's not being finished. The next place is my room. In fact, this room has actually been my room last year since my sister got married. Previously, my room was the room beside my room now. Then I moved in here. Before I had my own room, I slept with my sister. Before senior high school, I didn't dare sleep alone. Actually, since childhood, my room moved around. And it's quite a hassle because my belongings also have to be moved. However, because I move frequently, I finally found a room that was suitable for me. I remember when I played with my cousin in the past. Every vacation, when she was in elementary school, she often stayed over at my house. It's like a tradition. In the morning, we cycle together, go around to house complex near my house. By noon, we will go to the mini market to buy ice cream. Then we play PS. Until I was scolded by my father for almost forgetting to work, to pray. We played PS until we lost track of time. If we were reminded, we would keep playing. Maybe that's what caused our age to be minus. There was a day when we were cycle together. That morning, we didn't know that our bike had a problem. Until finally, my cousin's bicycle chain broke. And what a coincidence! There were two dogs in front of us. Because we both felt scared, we finally turned around and ran while pushed our bikes. The two dogs finally caught up with us. We cried while running. Until finally, the owner called the dog to come back. Since then, we've been traumatized by dogs. There is another incident that I remember. We were taking a morning walk near our house. Then, there was a middle-aged man who approached us. We were suspicious because the person is very strange. Then, the mothers who shouted at us told to leave. We don't understand what that means. As it turned out, the mother said that the man was a madman. We finally ran fast, even though that person looked like a normal person. Several years ago, I had no contact with my cousin for several months, even though our house is actually not too far away. I don't remember why that happened. I feel I didn't do anything wrong. Every time I contact her, it was always not answered. Even the number can be reached. I wonder if my number was blocked. Until finally, I know the fact that her number had been burned and she changed phone numbers. It really worries me. I think something happened between us. However, it didn't. My gut is wrong. So, I do is not too good to be prejudged before knowing what's really going on. Lately, we are talking about our childhood in here. My cousins sometimes stay at my house, but not often when we were child. It's fun to talk about the childhood memories with the same people, as play in a movie of the past where we are the main role. And here is a short video about the places that are memorable for me. I'm so sorry when there were so many mistakes. And thank you.